Sorry, normally I am ready when the countdown starts, but I forgot to turn the aircon off, and the last thing that you want is to be hearing the aircon in the background and everything being muffled. We're good now. Hello and welcome to Freedom Fridays with Emma. What is Freedom Fridays? Topics that keep us trapped. Any topic or any area that leads to us becoming free, internally free, feeling of freedom, true freedom. Don't know if I said freedom enough times then. This week I want to talk about people pleasing. People pleasing. And with people pleasing comes the struggle and the challenge of being honest. So that's really what I want to talk about today, is the challenge of being honest. We've all done it. Come on, we've all done it. At some point in our life, we have been asked a certain question, and the response that we've given isn't the response that really we wanted to give. We just did it to keep the peace, make someone else happy. Actually, if you take away all of those kind of things and you're left just asking yourself that question in silence on your own, the answer might be completely different. So why do we struggle to be so honest? I believe that there's two reasons why it's such a struggle. Number one is that sometimes we just don't want to hurt other people's feelings. The second reason, we are worrying about what the other person is going to think of us if we give them our honest answer. Let's just put this into examples. The one of worrying about hurting someone's feeling. Your friend comes to you, you've just had a complete new hairdo done. You don't like it. You just don't like it. And so your friend says to you, "What do you think of my new hairstyle? Do you like it? I love it. What do you think? Do you like it?" You want to say, "No, it looks awful." But you don't say it because you're worried about hurting their feelings. And so instead, the response that they get is a, "Yeah, wow, it's so different, isn't it? It's good, isn't it?" Poker face. That's an example of the first one, of not being honest because we're worrying about hurting the receiver's feelings. The second reason is people pleasing because we're worried about what they are going to think of us. Example might be within the workplace. You're in a manager's meeting, right? And you're asked by your manager, "How are you finding work right now? Are you coping with all of the extra demands and the extra workload right now?" And your response to this is, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm absolutely fine. Yeah, absolutely. Extra 3 hours a week and those extra 5 reports. Oh, and on the overtime that I'm not being paid for. Yeah, it's fine. This is what I'm good at. Good at my job, you know? It's great. It's fine. I'm absolutely fine." The true voice is saying, "It's fucking horrendous. I am literally stressed out of my brain. My relationship is breaking down because I'm not spending any more time at home. I'm stressed out. I'm not sleeping and barely getting time to eat. Nothing is organized. Everything's a kerfuffle. No, I'm not okay. It's horrendous." But again, poker face. We don't say that because we're worried that the honest, true answer could be perceived as being a weakness, not being able to cope, whatever it might be. I think they're the two reasons why we struggle the most with being honest. Worrying about hurting the other person's feelings, worrying about what people will think of us. How do we kind of get around this so that we can start living to our true self, so that we can start being a little bit more honest? Because I really do believe that the world needs a little bit more honesty. And I'm not talking about go out there and be an absolute arsehole and just start like speaking the truth to everyone regardless of people's feelings and emotions. I'm not asking you to do that. There is a line. But I do think that there needs to be a little bit more honesty in the world, and I think it really does start with us, how we perceive honesty and how we view it in ourselves. I think the real groundwork here is being able to feel confident in ourselves, to feel content in ourselves, that we can be honest, that we can just speak the truth regardless of what others may think of us. I think that's what we need to free ourselves of, this constant worrying about what other people think of us. Easier said than done. It can be quite challenging to put this into practice, right? Because just say, you know, I've said to you, right, over the weekend, let's all try and be a little bit more honest and just say the real raw answer that comes into our mind. It doesn't just happen like that, you know, there's a process, you have to practice. But I think that we have to start with ourselves. I think it starts internally. Are we letting that really affect our decision making and being in alignment with what we want, what we say, what we do? So it really is a bit of a confidence thing. I think the best way to go about it is to obviously practice. For example, if you're in the workplace and you decide at the next meeting you're going to be honest, you're going to tell your manager exactly everything that's going on. You don't just strut into the room and you're like, I'm going to be honest today, and just blurt it all out. It doesn't just change. I think what's really good is to work up to the meeting. I'm using this as the example, and really play over the different scenarios of how this could go. Try and sort of think more about the positive scenarios, because we're very good at thinking of the worst case scenarios and thinking that this person is going to think we're weak, that we're not capable, blah, blah, blah. And we often forget to think about the positives, you know, that balancing out, because at this point it really is 50-50. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. You're placing this huge focus on it being a negative outcome, but it could be a positive outcome. So it's really thinking of the two scenarios and just playing it over in your head, almost visioning it, this imaginary scenario of you with your manager having this discussion. Then when it comes up to the actual meeting, it will feel a little bit more familiar because you've gone through the vision so many times that it will seem a little bit easier. Another way to do this is you could utilize mirror work, which is where you speak into the mirror, you speak to yourself, and you go through what it is that you want to say in the mirror. A little bit more challenging, you know, some people don't enjoy this as much. I know that there's been some scenes in films, the actor is going over this, they really honestly want to say, and they're saying it in the mirror, and the blah 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 blah, and then the person walks in, catches them off the guard, asks the question, they're like, yeah, everything's fine, yeah. It all goes out the window. It's something that's going to take some practice. I would love to be able to just say today, let's just free ourselves of people pleasing altogether. But it doesn't just happen like that. That would be a wonderful world. But let's just start with small little steps. One of the things that really will lead to feeling that true freedom and feeling free in life in general is to remove the aspect of people pleasing, to stop doing that and to start being a little bit more honest. Hope you've enjoyed watching that. Let me know what you think in the comments below to that. Do you resonate with anything? Has anything shown up for you there? Maybe you disagree with something that I've said? I don't know. Let me know, and we can have a chat about it. But until next Friday, have a great week. Bye-bye.